African Explosives, AECI is the business. Mining and manufacturing sectors with chemicals and explosives. Now, chemicals in this case means all of the stuff that they use in the mining and metallurgical process in order to extract inter alia gold and platinum and that kind of thing. It was formed from the merger of a business called Kynoch and another one called Cape-Explosives in 1924. Fabulous, that's a while ago. Market cap of 15.4 billion rand, price to earnings ratio of 14.7, dividend yield of 2%. And Seppo, the other thing about them is they just sold all that land around the Modderfontein area to the Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Is that a net plus for AECI?
I think it's a little weird that they sold it at a discount. I haven't quite wrapped my head around why. It cleans up the balance sheet a bit more. So overall, not a bad transaction. As I said, though, I'm just trying to figure out why that price.
Yeah.
They didn't have to sell right now.
And this guy, he says he's going to turn Modderfontein into the next New York City.
Yeah, we shouldn't laugh. I don't know.
No,
people in Modderfontein.
What do you mean? That like swampland there between Kempton Park and Modderfontein is going to be like the next Central Park.
There we go.
Eh?
There we go.
But no, your point is that to some extent the land assets there and also down in the Cape Strand plant were always seen as a sort of value underpin. And in a sense, by selling it at a sort of early stage, you could say it sort of takes that zest out of the property holdings. And I guess, do they have any stake in the thing going forward, or is that it? They get a cash check?
Look, they get a cash check. They have retained some of that land, so they haven't sold off all of the Modderfontein plantation. So I think they're still big owners around there, but they've sold off a fair chunk of that.
But anyway, let's leave that aside. I mean, going back to the core business, which is chemicals related to the mining business, that's a global operation, and the explosives. What are we feeling about that at the moment? I mean, mining, capital expenditure, expansion of the mining sector, margins are going to... Is your view the same about commodities in general as it is about oil a moment ago?
Look, I think commodities is a slightly trickier picture. I think you have to be specific about which ones. I think something like iron ore might come under pressure in the next few years because there's just so much supply coming on board. Their big focus area is platinum. I think platinum's the biggest exposure, single exposure, and then coal, and then gold. So in terms of underlying exposure, it's not too bad. We know the difficulties that those particular mining houses in South Africa are going under. So I think the key for them and the next few businesses we talk about is how well they do in the rest of the continent.
Yeah, because as you say, I think their single most important product line is flocculant, which is that stuff they throw into the crushed up platinum soup, which then floats the platinum out of the other rubbish in the pool and then allows them to concentrate it into the platinum matte, which in turn then goes off to the refinery. So their fortunes are a function of demand for the platinum as well as the prices of the end product in terms of the pushing and the scale and the intended annual production. So
ultimately they'll be very exposed to how well the platinum sector does, specifically in South Africa.
Another big line of theirs is these sort of deep level mining where they drill and put the explosives into a drill hole and then use a detonator at the top. And they're doing something with detonators in Indonesia or something. So they're like a world leader in that sort of not open cast mining, the sort of deep drilling type of mining. That's, I suppose, a useful niche, a good one to be in?
It is. It's becoming a smaller mix in their lives. I think 4 or 5 years ago, that was certainly a bigger portion. I think within the mining operations, that's down to, I think, 33%. Most of it is actually shallow mines now. The Indonesian operations are quite exciting for them. I think it's one of the world's largest coal operation, and they get to use all of these exciting technologies there. So yeah, overall, it's an interesting mix of operations around the world.
So a fairly substantial business at this kind of level, 15 billion. Market cap, I mean, management has been refreshed. Daitor is the new guy. I forget what his first name is. But Mark Daitor, yes, I'm being told. So now, I mean, what are we saying about the company? You excited about it? I mean, is this one of those you'd be picking up, hot or not?
Look, I think certainly a year ago it looked extremely hot. It's had a significant rally over the last year. I'm going to lean to the hot side. Not overly excited about it, but I still like the prospects of the business.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to go with not hot.